Of a truth, agriculture is a major occupation, not just in Nigeria, but in Africa as a whole. Nigeria is very blessed with agricultural resources, and this is the reason for the green in the Nigerian flag. Most parts of the country have rich soil, adequate rainfall, as well as temperate weather. About 80% of the land in Nigeria is cultivable, while about 13% of the land is forested. Livestock farming is also widely practiced. Even though Nigeria has neglected its agricultural potentials for some time now, the recent call is to develop programs that will take the nation back to the soil. The call is not any less in Ogun State, as the state shares in nature's gift of vast arable land. About 20% of its total area is made up of forest reserves. The major food crops grown in Ogun State include rice, maize, cassava, yam, and banana. Major cash crops include cocoa, kola nut, rubber, and palm kernels. Ogun State is one of the largest producers of kola nut in the country. It also has the potential to produce timber and rubber on a large scale. Thus, Ogun State is also responding to the call to return to the soil. This is in line with the mission to restore Ogun State to its true glory. Agricultural development is thus one of the cardinal points of the administration of Senator Ibikunle Amosun.
We are gifted, we are blessed. Indeed, we discovered that there are certain cash crops that if we develop well, would refine Ogun State. Cocoa comes to mind, rice comes to mind, cassava comes to mind. So, palm oil comes to. If you see all of those, then you'll be wondering, why is Ogun State where we are? We shouldn't be there. Look at all our farm settlements. All of them are moribund. Almost all of them have been consensually with 60 years, 40 years. All those are not acceptable to us.
Accordingly, several steps and plans have been embarked upon by the Ogun State government to reposition its agricultural sector. The Ogun State government has identified the place of public-private partnership as inevitable in developing its agricultural sector through partnering with international and national bodies that can empower people in the business of agriculture.
We are partnering with people. We want to revive all our farm settlements, and we know that once we're able to do that, yes, we'll be on the right path. A lot of people will be back to work. Loads of our people. So we are reviving as we speak all our farm settlement. All those, not that we don't want partners. We want, government cannot do it alone. But we want partners that will take cognizance of the fact that this is Ogun State. The people of Ogun State must not be shortchanged at any time.
This collaboration has started yielding results as the Ogun State Fadama Coordination Office, in conjunction with BATN Foundation, donated a cassava processing plant to Igbaotun Cassava Processors, which is a Fadama group in Ogun State. At the commissioning and handing over of the processing plant, the chairman of BATN Foundation, Dr. Christopher Kolade, welcomed all attendees and expressed his joy at the timing of the project.
This is the formal commissioning of this project, and I'm glad that it is taking place at this time, and it shows that we should be expecting better and better things as we go.
In his remarks, Mr. Ibikunle Onasonya, Ogun State Coordinator of Fadama 3, said that the collaboration between Fadama 3 and BATN would ultimately improve the microeconomy of that community.
The intervention of BATN and Fadama has led to the injection of about 3.5 million into the microeconomy of this community. This intervention, as the chairman has said, includes the processing house, stainless steel plated processing equipment, a borehole, and apart from the processing racks and drying slab, which Fadama and another little wallback project provided.
Speaking, the Commissioner for Agriculture in Ogun State, Engineer Ayo Olubori, stated that the Ogun State government is committed to reviving agriculture in the state. This, he said, is being demonstrated with the prompt payment of the Fadama 3 counterpart fund.
His Excellency, the Governor made good his promise in this regard by approving the release of the outstanding counterpart fund for Fadama 3 for 2009, 2010 and 2011 amounting to 6,060,744,000 naira.
I want to encourage you all to continue to forge ahead.
The chairman of Ewekoro Local Government Council, where the Fadama Group is located, expressed appreciation towards the empowerment gesture and called for a continuation of such partnership. To commission the facilities, the Secretary to the State Government, Barrister Tunji Adeolua, represented the Governor of Ogun State. He delivered the Governor's speech and performed the commissioning.
On behalf and in the name of the Governor of Ogun State, Barrister Tunji Adeolua, and he has unveiled the plaque and commissioned this ceremony from Speak Fadama level by Secretary Senator Ibukunle Oyelaja Amosu FCA. To the glory of God and better of mankind. Thank you.
Also, in its effort to further foster public-private partnership in the repositioning of its agricultural sector, the ministerial team of agriculture in Ogun State visited some potential agricultural partners in the state to see the possibility of partnering with them for the development of the sector. The team visited Thai Farm International Limited. The managing director took the team on a tour of the farm's facilities.
So we have a magnetic metal trap that traps any metal that may be. So you won't find any metal at all in our flour. From there it's pumping at Katwara. Down it comes. Did you say 29 or 39? 39. Something we're very strict about is the whole idea of cleanliness. We're making food, and you expect food to be prepared and created in a clean environment.
From Thai Farm International Limited, the team moved to another farm in Ijebu-Mushin, where cassava is processed. The owner of the farm, Mrs. Okunsoya, also took them round to see how she runs her farm. The next agricultural survey tour carried out by the ministerial team on agriculture was done in company of the Governor of Ogun State, Senator Ibikunle Amosu. The team went to survey a farm settlement in Ewekoro local government area. The Commissioner for Agriculture explained that the mission of the outing was to identify areas that could be used to establish proposed model farms that would be all-encompassing. According to him, work is already in motion.
As a matter of fact, we are planning 1,000 each in each of the 3 senatorial districts. This is going to be all-encompassing, ranging from arable, farming, fisheries, cattle, into processing, packaging, and the rest of them.
Another reason for the agricultural tour was also to identify farms and establishments that require upgrading and can partner with Ogun State in that regard. As such, the team also visited the community cooperative Eriwe Fish Farm in Ijebu-Ode. Ajagunle Farm Settlement in Abeokuta is one of the 8 farm settlements established over 30 years ago by the late sage Chief Obafemi Awolowo.
The purpose of the settlement was to then initially farmers are being trained. We have a training center at Odeda Farm Settlement. They are being trained. After the training, they will be distributed to, they will be settled at the various settlements in the state, depending on your location.
Even though the farm is owned by the government of Ogun State, it has been neglected over time. The farm has great potential for farming and animal husbandry. Even as it is now, however, it is serving the community farmers.
We have the nursery site. This is where we are standing here. In the nursery site, we nurse different types of seedlings, like oil palm, as we are seeing. We have mango, citrus budlings, plantain, pineapple suckers in those days. But late, then as at now, the main focus is oil palm seedling. And after raising this oil palm seedling, the purpose of raising this oil palm seedling and other seedlings along is to be sold. We will sell them to the farmers at affordable prices, which is determined by the government. It is government that will determine the price. And we do raise vegetable seeds to be sold to the farmer also.
The ultimate goal is that farm settlements such as Ajagunle Farm will soon receive a facelift that will greatly impact the agricultural sector in Ogun State. Apart from the percentage given to agriculture in the state's 2012 budget, there was serious emphasis on strong public-private partnership with investors. In addition to that, a 1 billion naira commercial agricultural credit scheme approved by the federal government for farmers in each state all over the federation is on the verge of delivery in Ogun State. Considering the fact that farmers need to understand how to run their farms as a viable business to make profit, the government of Ogun State, through the Ministry of Agriculture, organized a capacity building workshop for farmers all over the state. The workshop took place in December 2011 at various local governments in Ogun State. The workshop was officially opened at the Abeokuta Grammar School, Idiaba, where the Commissioner for Agriculture and that of Culture and Tourism, as well as other prominent stakeholders, were present. At the opening ceremony, the acting project manager of the Ogun State Agricultural Development Program, OGADEP, spoke on the importance of the gathering.
It's my privilege to welcome you all to this very important training and capacity building program which is aimed at preparing you for effective utilization of the funds under the Commercial Agricultural Credit Scheme.
The Commissioner for Culture and Tourism also gave his goodwill message, stating the connection between agriculture and tourism, while noting that agriculture is a major source of employment generation.
There is no way you can detach culture to that of agriculture. It has become part and parcel of our daily living. What is the culture? Farming is an act of culture. That is where we are coming from, tilling of the ground.
Other stakeholders, such as the state chairman for the All Farmers Association of Nigeria, also made contributions. To wrap up the opening ceremony, the Commissioner for Agriculture addressed the farmers, emphasizing that much is expected of them at the end of the workshop. He added that several other steps were being taken to ensure that even youths become interested in agriculture.
Therefore, with this huge, additional and an uncommon investment in this training program, the government expects nothing less from you farmers other than huge success. There is no state in the whole federation where, apart from making an irrevocable repayment plan to the federal government, we are equally organizing this training for our farmers.
The workshop proceeded with the training session proper, with a detailed outline involving training in crop production, livestock production, money management, tree and horticulture, and fisheries.
It's not like I told you it will become effective for 2 months.
Alright.
What you have in mind? Go ahead.
We should be sure that we get our board, they will stock from reliable hatchery, follow the necessary vaccination requirement regime, and also provide adequate feed and management for them at the growing phase. Because if we do not take care, day-old chicks can mar our production.
In the past, we have cases of people obtaining agricultural loan and diverting it for other purposes. That should be avoided. And we are saying that if they are serious, this little disbursement can take them to greater heights.
During this training workshop, farmers were assured that all the materials used in the workshop would be made available to them as a guide in their agricultural business at the end of the exercise. The participants, which were farmers that could benefit from the 1 billion naira credit loan, applauded this move by the Ogun State government and spoke extensively on the benefits of the proposed loan and training program.
One of the major problems we have in this industry is that farmer doesn't mix. So if you come together like this and we learn some basic principles about production, it is very good. And this will really help us to move forward in our industry. That's one of the major issues. Now farmers have come together now, we are able to relate, we are able to interact. You know what this one is doing, this one will be able to express his problem, solution will come. And such a thing like this will make the business to progress.
They have educated most farmers on some things farmers are doing that make them lose in their farm, and how farmers can do farm business in an effective way.
Today they make us to know that when you collect the loan, you are not going to use it for another thing. You are going to use it for farming. What you collected it for is what you are going to use it for. And they teach us how to manage it, how to spend it. You know that we should not spend anyhow. We should just concentrate on our projects.
If you give people money and you don't train them how to use that money, it's like they are just dashing that money out, and it will be very difficult for you to gain back your money. But if you train them towards the utilization of the money and they are mindful of what they are learning now, which they will go back to put into practice in their farm, I think it goes a long way that we should have this kind of training, and it should be a regular one.
So me personally, it's like a reminder. But most of those things that have been said there, there are things we know, but we don't normally take to. So it's a reminder how best to do our job.
This loan will be a sort of expansion. Then the training, we hope it will improve the way we are doing our fish, and this will be able to boost our fish production. What I really enjoy about this government is this is the first time ever, apart from the PANOG, which we've been going to, they have never set aside any loan. But this time around, once they are able to set aside this type of loan for us, it will help us to grow our farming products. Like me now, I have 1,500 beds. I'm trying at least to increase it to 2,000 or 3,000 beds.
For a farmer to access the loan, he has to belong to a farmers group. The loan has a 9% interest rate, repayable within 2 years, depending on the enterprise. The first step towards acquiring this loan is to get a form from the ministry. The Director Planning, Research and Statistics, Ministry of Agriculture, Ogun State, further explained the procedure for accessing the loan by farmers.
Submit the forms. After the submission, our inspection team would go. We do that in conjunction with Osamka, Ogun State Agricultural Multipurpose Credit Agency. And we inspect your farm. And based on that, the inspection team will recommend what they feel should be the right thing. And when you come to the ministry, that one will be sent to the ministry, and every other process for the farmers to get the loan. Number one, we need to definitely, once it comes and with the commissioner's approval, let the farmers know that they've been given so amount. You may wish to accept, and if you are willing to accept, we send offer letter to you, and you accept. Once you accept, we now know how many are willing to accept our money, so that our money will not be lying dormant in our account.
One of the conditions that the farmers need to fulfill before accessing this facility has to do with having the agricultural activities insured. And the only insurance company that we believe in, the specialized one, talking about Nigeria Agric Insurance Corporation, they will have to go there and insure whatever they want to take from the government. It gives them a level of comfort, as much as the government is also secured going ahead with releasing these funds.
These efforts of the Ogun State government under the Ibikunle Amosun administration are no doubt carefully designed to see that agriculture in Ogun State is given the attention it deserves, so that the sector can contribute its quota towards repositioning the state. The Honorable Minister of Agriculture, Dr. Akiwumi Adeshino, visited Ogun State. He was received by the Governor, Senator Ibikunle Amosun, and his cabinet. The purpose of his visit was to partner with Ogun State in the area of cassava production and processing. In his speech, he commended the Ogun State government for its efforts towards developing its agricultural sector. As a son of the soil, the minister also acknowledged that agriculture in the state has been rightly placed as a sector that requires attention. He therefore shared with the governor how Ogun State would be involved in the development of agriculture in Nigeria.
You have in the state Thai farm, and you also have the Eka Agro and Temple farm, and the Thai farm that is actually doing sweetness. Since my directive, I'm happy to say that 240 tons of high-quality cassava flour, which have been lying there unpurchased, have been bought immediately by the flour mills. In addition to that, both Eka Agro and Temple farms are now seeing opportunities in Ogun State.
In his response, Governor Amosun promised that Ogun State would support agricultural development in Nigeria in areas required.
I would want to implore you to just take it for granted that all of those ideas you have in transformation of our agricultural sector, Ogun State will partner with you all the way. All we need to do is to get the direction that you want to go, and we will fall in line.
Papers were signed to solidify the partnership between Ogun State and the Federal Ministry of Agriculture towards developing agriculture in Nigeria.
Understanding. Thank you so much. Congratulations to
For comments, questions and observations, send a text to the GSM number displayed on your screen. Or send an email to be a part of rebuilding our beloved gateway state. Omogun Isheya.